Hey there, and welcome to your Power Launch CRM. The biggest thing I want to encourage you not to do is dive into every link and every tool. In fact, I encourage you to ignore most of it. This tracking system is most important for tracking what your employees are doing or your team members are doing and helping them remain accountable. You also have to learn to be accountable to yourself. But if this process slows you down, that's not a good thing. You got a lot of things to do as a business owner in order to win. And what you don't need to be doing is getting stuck playing and fiddling with your garage of tools and opportunities within here. Again, I'll leave that to you to decide what your time needs to be spent on, but I want to walk you through the absolute basics so you're comfortable with the car that you are going to drive out of the garage. So you got a dashboard. This is, by the way, a test account. Just so you know, we set up to specifically show this and teach our team as well how to do the setup the right way. Um, in terms of dashboards, you can get to know these different dashboard elements, but again, don't focus too much time on it. Let's move right into conversations. Your conversations will flow in here based on the setup of your Twilio and your SendGrid account or associated accounts with email and call automations. And it's just like a list of it's like a call log, and a text message log and email log all in one. And you can actually respond to people straight from here. You can send an email, send an SMS, or you can dial right from here as well and call these prospects up. You can listen to the past calls. You can download the call recording if you want it. Let's move on from that. Calendars I don't use because I use it. It's integrated, but I don't ever look at it on here because my calendar is set up on Gmail, and Google Calendar is what I trust and refer to most. In terms of contacts, these are your prospects or contacts of any type that have booked meetings with you. That could be colleagues. That could be people requesting to interview you. That could be the president of some country. Whoever's interacting with you would be part of this list. And you can go in and view their profiles and make updates just like any CRM. You can filter and do all sorts of jazz with that too. Again, not something too much to worry about, with the exception of creating like smart lists. And again, we'll train on that later if we need to. Right now, for your sake, it's really not that important. Now let's go over to opportunities. For opportunities, you can select the date range. I'm going to select all time. You can select the type of pipeline. Most of you will just be preloaded with the lead pipeline because you're not quite ready to manage your onboarding pipeline through this system. You're probably building that up, or you already have an existing system in place for onboarding. We just want to give you a little bit of vision into some of the elements we use. We also have an HR pipeline, and we manage our relationships with our team members through this as well in terms of their progression as they work with us, but also in terms of deciding who we're going to onboard, which candidates are going to move forward, which ones aren't. So anyway, let's go into these pipeline stages. Yours will not come with a registered for webinar pipeline stage because odds are you don't have a webinar running, and that's totally fine. You don't need that to win. So this starts with new lead. I can drag and drop people to a new pipeline stage. I can drag them to lost, abandoned, or won as well if I close the deal. I can also just click on these cards and then go see Juan's information here. And I don't really like the layout of this, but I didn't build it. So it's got some good important information for how you interact with these leads. You'll want to go through this part probably and at least get to know what it's capable of. In the middle, this section is like the existing activity of what's like the conversations in detail. There are none in this case, and this is the actual activity log, as well as if you want to create a task, a note, appointment. Again, I would not do this if I were you. I think this will slow you down if you are running your own leads and talking to your own prospects. If you have a team doing it, I would establish those prototypes of procedures so that they know what to do and what to track. That's what we do with our team members. But in your case, you're going to want to, you're probably going to want to, I would use pen and paper. I kind of am very inspired by that movie, The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith, where he doesn't put the phone down when he's dialing. He just dials the next number. He hang up, dials the next number. He keeps going. He doesn't stop to take notes. He doesn't stop to do anything unless it's relative to the productivity of the moment, unless it's like a one deal. And that keeps us on point. So the rest of this, again, I don't think it's worth diving into. You can get to know what's available, but we're going to be setting up your calendar pages. We're going to be setting up your automations. We're going to be taking care of these aspects for you out the gate so that you have the basics that you need to make sure that your reminders are going out, your if somebody cancels, the right thing happens in that scenario. If somebody no shows, um, the no shows, you'll manually register that here. And in terms of the text messages that go out and voicemail drops, I don't really want you to worry about any of that. That's going to slow you down from being productive. So that is an intro to what your CRM is going to look like. We look forward to seeing your pipeline grow and more people get added to this as you continue to take the appointments that you have and track where those individuals are at. Now, I do recommend making sure to update your notes and keeping track of your pipeline. That's it. Updating your notes, making sure if you met with somebody, you put what stage you're at next, and you log notes as well about that meeting. So I'd log notes about, was this a good prospect? Was it not? Did I know what to do with it? Do I have any questions? Did they have any questions that I wasn't able to answer, etc.? Those types of notes will allow me to come in and my team to help you know how you can progress as well in moving people forward. What I find most of the time when it comes to sales and when it comes to moving people forward is it's not a matter of the person not being interested in what you do. It's that they just didn't understand well enough how it's going to benefit them. Now, that there's obviously exceptions to that. If you're talking to business owners, but your prospects are not business owners, that's a problem. But are they people who are supposed to connect you to the business owner and you didn't know how to facilitate that and make that happen? That might be something that you need to learn. Or is it a business owner who says, they already have the solutions for this at this time? Well, everybody always has the solutions for this at the time. You need to learn how to talk to them in a way that helps them see that they don't actually have your exact solution. And you got to know too, whatever you're doing in your market, if you don't help that person, it's more likely that somebody comes along and takes advantage of that individual rather than helps them. And that should help you be more direct with people about why it is they should really consider working with you on what they're doing. They might be happy, if you will, with the status that they're in. Well, that's what everybody says to strangers. How are you doing today? I'm fine. People say they're fine when they don't want to tell you the truth, when they don't want to tell you what's exactly going on in their life. If people respond with something genuine like, hey, I'm really great, then you know that's true. And if that's your type of market too, then go after it. But my point is, don't disqualify opportunities before understanding if you even know how to recognize the opportunity that's there. Coach with us. Ask us for help on that. Ask us for help understanding how you go about your meetings if you need that. But stay centered, stay confident too. Have lots of meetings. Enjoy those meetings. Enjoy this process of learning these let's call them wrestling matches. That's what they are. They're relationship building. There's a little back and forth that's going to take place in those. And this system, like I said, don't get lost in the weeds of it, but enjoy the fact that this system took us many hours to develop a system where we could build the system out in a matter of it. I don't know. It probably takes us between 6 to 12 hours to launch each one of these accounts and get them ready to go. And that's after, again, lots of research and making sure we streamline it so that it's easy to do. All that was taken care of for you, so you don't have to worry about that. And like I said, we'll be able to build on this as we grow. But let's get some revenues in first. Let's get some really great revenue growth going into your business. Get a couple of clients closed at least. That way you can utilize that revenue to maximize this opportunity. And I'm talking about creating much deeper drip campaigns with super powerful nurture information designed for the different marketing stages of awareness, interest, consideration, intent to buy, helping those people move forward on a consistent basis and understand that you're here to help them long term. That's what most people are looking for in a coach and in a brand, is somebody who's willing to be worthwhile to be loyal to. And if you don't have the systems to showcase that loyalty on the front end, you'll lose out on most of the best relationships that typically are going to sit back and want to watch that, because what people are looking for often in a provider is somebody who's consistent and reliable. And the only way to test consistency and reliability is to see how they handle the relationship on an ongoing basis over time. The more often you disappear from somebody's pipeline and never go back, the more likely your pipeline is going to stay very surface level and going to have very, very shallow roots. So your garden's not going to gain the depth that it needs for you to win. We'll talk more about that later. Have a fantastic launch. Get out there, get excited, tell people about your progress and the whatever progress you're making, whether it's booking new appointments or it's the systems that you have going and how you don't have to manage that anymore and you can focus, and the teams that you have helping you on it. Tell them about the the changes you're making to your service packages and the adjustments you might be making to pricing and the empowerment that you have regarding that. Ask people questions about what they're doing regarding their launches. Get people involved in this entire process. That is going to drive the momentum for you, rather than trying to hide everything behind the curtain and never share the value that you are and the value that you're building for the world. Get people to see this value and come and watch you build it. And I'll see you on the other side. Bye-bye.